Greetings. Welcome to another episode of the Insightful Living Channel. With myself, Stephen Harvey, licensed therapist, just come on here and share with you strategies, insights through my therapeutic work that I feel will be relevant and practical. I work with a lot of children, individuals, families, couples, and just through my work, certain things come up often, right? Things that I feel need to be spread throughout, the world, throughout society, right? Because everyone may not have a therapist. Everyone may not have insight to certain life challenges in their personal life, professional life, romantic life, right? So this channel was just created just to share the wealth, so to speak, all right? So you can look me up on Psychology Today. You can look me up on helptoadjust.com, which is the agency that I currently direct and work with, okay? So now, today, we're going to deal with how to control your life, how to get back in control of your life. I have a lot of clients who feel out of control. They feel like they don't have any control in their relationships, don't have any control with their finances, don't have any control with their emotions, their thinking, just don't feel like they're in control. Okay, so we're going to deal with that. All right. So let's start off with controlling how you feel about yourself. All right. So let's talk about, self-love. All right. So first thing, I like to keep things simple. All right. I like to keep things simple, and everything that I share, understand this is stuff that I've shared with clients, stuff that I have done personally that works. I'm not just coming on here just, giving you a bunch of theory, okay? This is tried, proven, and tested, okay? So you control your life by controlling the way in which you project yourself in your mind about yourself. You have to control the way that you project yourself in your mind about yourself in whatever aspect we're dealing with. So let's just say self-love, right? A lot of things start from how we view ourselves, how we love on ourselves, okay? So now you want to be the type of person to, ask yourself, well, how do you want to feel about yourself? Say you don't feel too beautiful. Say you don't feel too confident, too smart, too able, all right, too competent, all right? How do you want to feel about yourself? Very, very, very important question. How do you want to feel about yourself? You can look yourself in the mirror, look in your own eyes, call out your name and say, I love you. So my name is Stephen, so I may look in the mirror and say, Stephen, I love you. I love how you look. I love your skin. I love your thinking. All right? I love everything about you. Even if you don't feel it at the moment, just say it, because you saying it is the starting point of creating it. Whatever you say to yourself, whatever your mind hears over and over repetitively, it has no choice but to eventually accept it. Okay? So whatever it is that you would want others to say about you, whatever it is you would want others to feel about you, you can start to say these things to yourself. Start to initiate that. And guess what? The way that you feel about yourself will start to exude through you. You will start to exude that energy. People will feel that energy and start to adjust and see you and deal with you accordingly. So how you view yourself, how you treat yourself can absolutely affect how others view you and treat you. Even in your relationships, your romantic relationships, your significant other. Say on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest level of self-love and 1 being the lowest level of self-love. If, say for example, you see yourself, say at a level 4, you're at a level 4 of self-love, right? On a self-love scale. Let's say you meet someone who they are so just enamored with you. They see you at a 9, 10. Let's say a 10. All right? So they're coming at you with this 10 level of love, but you only see yourself at a level 4. Do you think this person is going to continue to remain at a level 10 and they recognize that you're only loving on yourself to a level 4? Probably not. They're going to bring it down to that level 4, or even look to maybe even go lower than that. If they can get more for less, why not? Okay? But if you see yourself at maybe a level 8, 9, or 10, then that person is forced to meet that. And if they don't meet that, then y'all are probably not going to work out, because they're not meeting you at the energy that you have conditioned yourself to be at. See how it starts with you? So that should be encouraging for a lot of you who feel like you don't have control over your relationships, who feel like you don't have control over how you view yourself. It starts with you telling yourself the things that you want to be developed within you, whether it be confidence, whether it be just how you view your physical body, or just how you view your thinking, whatever. Okay? Now check this out. Help yourself out by associating with other people who are highly accomplished in this area. Associate. What do I mean when I say associate or study these people? All right? Listen to them, watch them, read about them. Indoctrinate yourself with the philosophies and the mental outlooks or perspectives that these people have. So for example, if I don't have a high level of self-confidence, then I need to find someone who has a super high level of self-confidence that I respect, that resonates with me, and I need to study how do they think about themselves. And when I hear how they think about themselves, I need to start to adopt some of these philosophies and some of these perspectives so that I can basically take their thought process and download it into mine. Why? Because I look at them and I like how they move. I like their level of self-assurance. I like their level of self-love. I want that. So you know what? I need to expose myself to the thinking, to the philosophies that have created that. So help yourself out by us. And guess what? We are all directly or indirectly influencing each other anyway. So why not be intentional on how we are allowing ourselves to be influenced? So be very mindful of who you are associating with, the music that you may be listening to, the people's content that you are absorbing, reading, watching. Be very mindful, because this stuff is going into your consciousness. Okay? Your subconscious is always on, always absorbing, taking the information. So let's be a little more mindful. All right? So that's how you can help yourself out to evolve into the person that you want to be. Whether this be, again, a self-loving person, a confident person, a competent person. All right? If you want to be great at maybe speaking, public speaking, you have to project yourself and see yourself moving the crowd. See yourself engaging a crowd. And then the second step is start to associate or study people who are great at public speaking, who are engaging in front of an audience. Look at them. What are their mannerisms? What is their posture? How do they speak? How do they articulate themselves? Start to adopt it. Okay? Hope you got that. All right? You have to start treating and speaking to yourself in the way that you want to be treated by others, in the way that you want to be spoken to by others. It starts with you. All right? So let's go to another area. We're talking about how to control your life now. How to control your life by how you control the narrative are the projection of your life in your mind. You want to take a deeper dive with this? Read the book Psycho Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Read that book. That book takes a deep dive into how our internal mental image of ourselves controls how we speak, how we think, and what we do. Okay? So let's go into, say, finances. You want to have a better control over your finances. Well, same script. Project yourself in your mind being a financially astute person, being a financially responsible person. Project yourself and see yourself in your mind doing this. And then step 2, start to associate with, start to study people who are financially astute people, who are very prominent in the area of finances. Start to study them. Start to adopt some of their philosophies and perspectives about money. Even if you're a financially irresponsible person, tell yourself, I am financially responsible. I am a money-making machine. I always figure out how to elevate and improve my income. I always figure out great investments. I have sharp, great financial instincts. Just say these things. Say them. As you say these words, your mind is hearing them and they're going in. You don't serve yourself by telling yourself what you are. Like, say you're at a place where you don't like to be. You don't serve yourself by constantly affirming that to yourself. Oh, I'm an impulse spender. Or people say, oh, I'm a procrastinator. I procrastinate. Okay? You don't serve yourself by making these identifying statements in the negative. You don't serve yourself at all. You do serve yourself by making identity statements that are aligned with what you want. This is how you control your life. You can do it with anything. All right? I got a few notes written down here. Finding purpose. Some people don't know what their purpose is. So then you go into your mind, go into this great mind of yours, this mind that probably your digital devices that you love so much are patterned after the functionality of your mind. A lot of our devices, laptop, phone, technology, is patterned after what you have in your skull, the mind. Study the human mind. Great study. Okay? Once you study the mind and the functionality of the mind, you will have a lot more control over your life. Everything starts from the mind. All is mind. This is a foundational concept of life. All is mind. Some people call it hermetic principles. All right? Okay? In African culture, these are, the writings of Ptahhotep. Okay? A scribe, a great scribe in African culture who is, just writing different spiritual principles. All is mind. Even in the Bible, right? Christianity, they talk about everything that is seen comes from that which is unseen. Mind. All right? So when we talk about controlling our life, you want to look at what are our thoughts. I have one of my spiritual enlighteners. Okay, one of my spiritual enlighteners shared with me, he says, Stephen, we don't see with our eyes. We don't see with our eyes. We see with our mind. We see with our consciousness. Whatever the words and images are that are ruminating and permeating in our mind, our eyes simply reflect whatever is in the mind. Whatever is in the mind, the eyes reflect that in the physical world. So you want to make sure you are harboring the right thoughts, the right images, and the right words. You want to make sure that you're seeding the right thoughts, images, and words in your mind so that your eyes can now take you to the information, the people, and the places that align with what's in here. Okay? One person wakes up in the morning and they say that, hey, today is a beautiful day. I'm up I'm ready. And they just saturate their minds. You can turn on YouTube and listen to gratitude affirmations if you don't know the words to say. Okay, someone else wakes up in the morning and they are thinking, oh, I got up, I don't feel like waking up. Excuse me, it's raining outside, and they just have all, I don't feel like going to work. Oh God, and just complaining. Then their eyes are going to draw them to situations, people, things, places that align with that narrative. That's how this works. Or it can be the other way. I heard a gentleman once say, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Let that really sink in. Ponder on that. Okay? If you don't know how to switch up your thoughts to adopt more thoughts that are more beneficial for you, associate with, study people who resonate with you, who do have a great mind of optimism, a mind of abundance, a mind that always knows how to see opportunity where everyone else is seeing doom and gloom. All right? Find a mind that you like, that you say, wow, I really respect how this person thinks. I really respect their outlook on life. You need to immerse yourself in that type of thinking, giving your mind a steady diet of that type of thinking so that your mind will eventually, when something comes up, guess what? This person's perspectives and philosophies is right there, not the other deficit philosophies, the other scarcity philosophies, the other fear-based, philosophies that you once had. Instead of those thoughts being right there at the forefront, at the gate of your mind, these other thoughts are right there at the forefront, at the gate of your mind, looking at how something can happen rather than thinking about how it cannot happen. Okay? I just wanted to come on here today and just share how we can use our minds, this mind that's keeping your heart beating, okay? Keeping your immune system, your respiratory system, your digestive system, your nervous system, keeping all of these systems working together in perfect synchronicity, how we can use this mind to control our lives, okay? By the images that we think and the words that we say. All right, a lot of people go to church and maybe the pastor comes and prophesies over them, say, I see greatness in you. I see, success. I see you running this and doing this. The pastor may say some great things about you. You may take that and it may really touch and, you start crying or, it feels very empowering. Guess what? You can say those same words to yourself and it'll have the same effect, if not a stronger effect, because your consciousness reacts more to your own voice than another voice. Okay, there's another great book that I want to recommend to you that's called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Read that book. The other book that I mentioned earlier is Psycho-Cybernetics, a book that takes a deep dive into the power of your mental projection of yourself and how that influences how you see the world, how you think, how you speak, and what you do. Okay? So, that's it. That's it. You absolutely have control over your life in the area of, how you see yourself, your relationships, your emotions. Oh, I get angry so much. I feel so sad. All right? You feel offended easily. All right? Maybe you have some feelings and some emotional reactions to things that you don't like. Oh, I don't know why, my colleagues get me so upset, or my partner get me so upset. I feel like fighting. I feel like cursing, throwing things, hitting things, whatever. My children, I don't know why they get me so upset. All right? Say you have feelings, emotions, emotional reactions in you that you don't like. All right? Yeah, we can explore it. where it came from, why it is the way it is. We can do that, okay? But more importantly is asking yourself, how do I want to feel about these types of situations? When my children aggravate me, when my significant other aggravates me, when this one says this, when that one does that, when this happens on the job, what do I want my emotional reaction to be? That is the more important question. So you can start projecting and formulating in your mind, seeing yourself reacting in a very composed, controlled, calm, collected manner. See yourself reacting in a very composed, calm, collected manner when your child aggravates you, when your colleagues annoy you, when your relatives annoy you. Certain things that typically get you in an emotional state where you're out of control, you want to now see yourself reacting in these same situations, being in control in your mind. See, this is that mental work. A lot of times we dismiss the power of this mind because in school it's not emphasized. So when someone like myself comes and talks about the power of your mind to control your life, to control your experience, it sounds like it's just fluff. But that's where it starts. It is like documented over and over and over and over again throughout history, in the realm of scholarship, even in the grassroots, right? When you go into like the remote areas, okay? Another person to study, if you want a deeper study of the inner workings and the functionality of your mind, study Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's a neuroscientist, does a lot of great work on the functionality of the mind. Okay? All right? So, that's it. I want you to know that you have absolute control over your life, right? Your emotions, how you feel about things. How do you want to feel? What do you want your emotional baseline to be like on a day-to-day level? Are we going to feel anger, sadness, disappointment? Yeah, we're going to feel these feelings, but we don't want them to fester. We want to feel them. All right, we know where they came from, and we want them to ride right on out after maybe a few hours, maybe a day or two, and get back to our baseline of being encouraged, being happy, joyful, fulfilled, optimistic. Okay? So, you can control your life in the areas of how you feel about the world, how you feel about yourself. You can control how you are handled in your relationship by how you handle yourself, how you talk to yourself. What are the standards that you keep for yourself? You got to start with you. If you want your significant other to treat you at a certain level of value, you got to treat yourself like that. Talk to yourself. Edify yourself. Okay? Speak words to yourself that you would want others to speak to you, your partner, other people. It starts with you. So I'm going to leave you with this last quote. See, I'm always immersing myself in empowering perspectives and thoughts. Okay? Some of my later videos, I'm going to come on and maybe share some books that really help me out. And I encourage you to start to absorb through books, videos, audios, same type of information. So this quote says that life does not happen to you. Life only responds to you. Life does not just happen to you. Life simply responds to the energy that you approach life with. Right? Energy comes from the thoughts and the words. Thoughts and words are energetic. So whatever the thoughts and words that we have, that we approach life with, life just responds to that accordingly. It matches that. Right? Think about that. You have absolute control over many of the outcomes in your life. Now, yeah, there may be some things that happen that you weren't speaking about or thinking about, but guess what? That's where your faith comes in, to trust the process and say that, wow, maybe this is necessary for me to learn from, because maybe my creator knows better than me. I may think this is good for me, but maybe there's something even better for me that this situation is blocking, because there's something better for me that I don't even know about yet. So those things that happen in our lives that are not in accordance with what we say or what we think, we got to have faith that there's something better, there's something good in store for us that's off of our radar, because our creator knows and sees. It's a higher intelligence that's beyond this mind, right? So we don't want to relegate everything to the conscious mind, because there's some wisdom, there's some deep wisdom out here in operation that goes beyond this conscious mind. I love you. Drop comments in the comments section if you have any questions, concerns. Okay, I'm even open for, personal therapy sessions as well. We can discuss that. Keep tapping in, and I'm going to keep tapping in myself with content that I feel is relevant to society. All right? Take care. Another edition of the Insightful Living Channel. Take care. Bye-bye.